Last-minute bombshell, Savinho to Spurs. The move that collapsed in the summer is suddenly alive again. Fresh talks expected, and Man City are softening their stance. Welcome back to Tottenham News Today channel. Tottenham are preparing to dive back into the race for Savinho, with fresh reporting from Football Insider confirming that the North London club are now positioning themselves for a renewed January push. After months of discussions, failed negotiations in the summer, and a season of growing frustration for the Brazilian at Manchester City, the door appears wide open once again, and Spurs are ready to walk straight through it. Keith Wyness, speaking on Football Insider's Inside Track podcast, has dropped the clearest hint yet. Tottenham are poised to revive talks for the 21-year-old, and City may finally be ready to negotiate. According to Wyness, a bid in the region of £50 million, bonuses included, could be enough to get the Premier League champions to soften their stance. The figure is significantly below the £60 million Spurs attempted in the summer, but circumstances at City have shifted and shifted fast. Savinho, once hailed as City's next explosive wide talent after joining from Troyes in 2024, has endured a turbulent opening to the campaign. Despite showing flashes of his potential in previous seasons with 4 goals and 15 assists in 63 appearances, the Brazilian has struggled to convince in recent weeks. Discontent is now growing among sections of the City fanbase, and Wyness believes the player is reaching the point where a change of scenery is not just desirable, but necessary. He claims Savinho has already been open to the idea of moving to North London, and Tottenham's situation only strengthens that appeal. Spurs' left flank has become a glaring weakness, hit by injuries, inconsistency and tactical imbalance. Savinho fits that profile perfectly: aggressive, creative, fearless in 1v1 duels and, crucially, available at a price Tottenham now consider manageable. Wyness suggests that Savinho's arrival could deliver an instant impact, offering the kind of spark that Thomas Frank has been desperate to inject into the attack. The former Everton CEO insists the Brazilian would thrive under Spurs' structure, breaking free from the rigid patterns at City and embracing a more expressive, central role in London. For a club trying to rebuild momentum after a rocky autumn, the timing could not be more ideal. However, the situation is not without complications. Thomas Frank's future, once unquestioned, is now under a harsher spotlight. Heavy losses to Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain have raised concerns about the team's direction, with whispers emerging that the Dane may not be given full freedom to reshape the squad in January. Spurs want reinforcements, that much is certain, but there are growing doubts about whether the board will endorse large-scale spending, while pressure mounts on the manager. Even so, the Savinho pursuit remains active. Tottenham know the player wants minutes, responsibility, and a platform to rebuild his reputation. They know City may be more flexible than at any point in the last 6 months. And they know their own squad is crying out for a dynamic winger capable of transforming the left side of the pitch overnight. As things stand, all paths point to renewed negotiations. And this time, Spurs believe they have a stronger hand. The price, the opportunity, and the player's desire are all aligning. Whether Frank remains fully empowered to push the deal over the line is the final piece of the puzzle. But one thing is clear: Savinho to Tottenham is back on the radar and louder than ever. Spurs are once again being linked with one of the most eye-catching transfer opportunities of the upcoming window, as discussions surrounding Marcus Rashford's future begin to intensify across Europe. What looked like a closed chapter in the summer has suddenly reopened, and Spurs are watching the situation at Barcelona with growing interest and growing confidence. Rashford, who was pushed to the fringes at Manchester United after a frustrating spell of inconsistency and off-field scrutiny, opted for a dramatic move abroad, joining Barcelona on loan in a bid to resurrect his career. Many believed the switch to La Liga would lead to a permanent stay in Catalonia, but the mood in Spain is shifting rapidly. Reports now indicate that Barcelona are reluctant to activate the £26 million purchase clause included in the deal, despite the forward producing promising numbers since arriving at the Camp Nou. And that hesitation has instantly caught Tottenham's attention. Inside Hotspur Way, there is a clear understanding that Spurs need a multifunctional attacker, someone who can operate through the middle, drift into wide areas, and bring pace, directness and Premier League experience to Thomas Frank's system. Rashford fits that description better than most, and it is no secret that Tottenham explored a move for him in the summer before he chose Barcelona. Now, with his future uncertain again, Spurs are ready to revisit the conversation. John Wyness, a well-known figure among the Tottenham fanbase, has publicly urged the club to move decisively. According to Wyness, Spurs would be foolish not to pursue the England international, especially with the current market inflated beyond recognition. In an era where promising but unproven forwards routinely cost upwards of £60 million, being able to secure Rashford for £26 million represents a rare opportunity, a top-level attacker at a mid-table price. Wyness insists that Rashford remains a player capable of delivering match-winning performances in the Premier League, despite his turbulent final months at Old Trafford. He highlights the forward's resurgence at Barcelona, where he has already notched 6 goals and 7 assists in just 17 games, proving that he is still capable of producing elite output when placed in a stable environment with clear tactical instructions. But Wyness also emphasises a key factor: mindset. Rashford has always been a confidence-driven player, and Tottenham must provide the structure and support required to rebuild his self-belief. If they succeed, Wyness argues, Spurs could unlock one of the league's most dynamic attackers at a fraction of the usual cost. Tottenham's hierarchy are believed to be keeping close tabs on Barcelona's internal discussions. While the Spanish giants appreciate Rashford's contribution, their financial constraints and long-term squad strategy have complicated the decision. With other positions prioritised and the club under pressure to reduce spending, the £26 million outlay may no longer be viable. This opens the door for Spurs in a way that didn't exist 6 months ago. If Rashford signals that he is open to returning to England, and more importantly, that he is ready to take on a central role in a new project, Tottenham will be prepared to present United with a proposal. The player's versatility, age and proven track record make him an unusually attractive target for a team looking to strengthen both immediately and in the long term. The next few weeks will be decisive. Barcelona must inform Manchester United of their intentions, Rashford must consider where he sees his career heading, and Tottenham must decide whether this is the moment to make a bold move that could reshape their attacking options for years to come. What is clear is that Spurs are alert, watching carefully and ready to strike if the opportunity becomes real. That's all for today's update. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date with everything Tottenham, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Don't forget to drop a like and share this video with other Spurs fans. Together we can keep growing the Tottenham News Today community. Thanks for watching, and as always, come on you Spurs!